Hello. Yeah. First of all, my name is Tomasz, and just really shocked because I just get used to have around 20 or 30 people, and I'm just looking around this hall. I'm just amazed that so many people just came in. So first of all, once again, I'm just really grateful for the organizers, and thank you for this amazing opportunity. So yeah, once again, my name is Tomasz, and I'm a senior front-end developer at company called 7N. Right now, actually, the project which I'm working on is for the Danish company called Employ, and in short, it is just about the HR processes, but nothing really fancy, nothing really amazing. So let's just jump into the topic, and my topic will be about ups and downs, 10 years of work in IT. So I will just briefly share you my experience, what I discovered, what was good for me, what wasn't that good, my, let's say, bad decisions. So yeah, first of all, I will mention how I started, what was my first technology, my first technologies. Other than that, of course, the ups and downs. So what was actually what they were. And the last thing, yeah, about the leaving the comfort zone, but that will be just at the end. But maybe just as a kind of a bonus point at the beginning, I will also share a tiny anecdote which is related to the project, which is the most memorable for me. And the project is, actually, that is the photo from this project. And I don't know if you recall this place. The question is if any of you knows the place. What is it? What is the city? Yes, totally right. It's Opole. And actually, that photo was taken in Opole city in 2016. And long story short about the project, I joined a tiny company in Warsaw, a software house, and we were just working on simple websites, simple CMSs, simple CRUD operations, and so on. And at the one time, our boss just came to our room, and he said that, okay, you will do a project for the musical contest, which is hosted in Opole City. I hope that you are aware that in here we have that musical contest by the Polish National Television, and he just came to our room and he said that, okay, we'll just do a project for them. And yeah, that was just for the National Polish Song Festival in Opole. And yeah, my direct role in this project was about, actually I had a kind of two roles. First of all, I made a Node.js API, which was just for the collecting the votes and saving the photos. And about the saving the photos, yeah, because we delivered also an application to allow all of the participants vote for the singer, for the favorite artist on the stage. And also, there were a feature to send a photo, and those photos, I don't know if you can see at the back, but those photos were displayed from time to time as kind of bricks behind the contester, behind the singer. And the funny thing about that I had to moderate those photos as well, and I saw really weird photos. But I can share the after the presentation. I can just offsite set what was the photos. But yeah. Other thing, yeah, was a simple dashboard because I was, let's say, a key player from the development perspective for that project, and I created a really simple dashboard to manage those photos and to display the results to the directors. So who won the contest, who was the first one, second one, and so on, so on. And the project stayed at around 3 months. It was, as far as I remember, at the beginning of the May, and we had that information at the beginning of the February, something like that. And the most interesting part was that we had an ambition to enter the whole object. And we were also invited to that place, to the Opole, and we had a chance just to be from the early morning. I directly saw all of those singers that were practicing. I also had a chance to hit a five with many singers, and I also have a photo with that guy on the stage, which is Michał Szpak. So yeah, it was really nice because I haven't experienced that in my future. So future projects. So that was really interesting just to see how it is working, how many people are involved in this kind of a project. But yeah, about my beginnings, how I started my journey in the IT. I started just in my primary school, let's call it in that way. And I was creating, let's say, of course, that is not my the project that I created, the Space Jam. But side fact is that it is still running website for the Space Jam. You can just open the website and just try to click it. But I just want you to have a feeling. What was the websites that I was creating, and it was something just like that, simple project, simple websites with just a simple design. Let's call it in that way. And serious technologies, which I started at the beginning, of course, was the HTML. I took some courses, really simple courses on the net. I just used the web3 dot schools projects and similar websites to them. Also, I started exploring CSS because personally, I love to develop, to code, and do everything around that. But I'm also kind of a design enthusiast that I just love to have consistency and so on. So I also started exploring the CSS. Also, one of the most serious technology at that time, especially at that time, was the jQuery. So yeah, I just started exploring that, and I saw a lot of widgets, those animations, plugins. Whoa, it was just amazing. And free hosting. So the name of the website was, for example, I don't know, my community dot something 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 dot something something something. But at the end, I was a student, so it was free. So that is was the most interesting thing for me. But going straight to the topic about my presentation, what was the first apps? When I started my career, professional career, my first company, what was the first thing which I actually did? I did an image gallery with the photos, and each of those photos had 5 MB of size. And there were around, as far as I remember, 20 or even 30 of photos. So it was 10 years ago. So you can just imagine how it was displaying on the website that client asked us to do the gallery on his website, and I just created that, and I was so impressed because everything was working. But when he opened the website, the images were just downloading, and after around maybe 4 or 5 minutes, the images were downloaded. I mean, visible on the page. So that was definitely something that was my first kind of app. Then I started exploring the technology, started to learning the stuff. My first technology which I chose, first language which I chose was the PHP. And especially I stated which frameworks I used. First of all, it was a code igniter. Second of all, Laravel. And side fact, Laravel is heavily extended at the moment. At least that is what I recall. Also, some projects with the Zend and with the framework called E2, with version 2. And the reason behind the PHP and those frameworks was that we had many projects at that company, first company. So I just had to deliver in each of them, and each of those were written in different technologies. So I just had to understand at least something from them. From the, let's say, kind of front-end perspective, I used, of course, the JavaScript and the jQuery, like I stated at the beginning. It was the most chosen feature, chosen technology. Other than that, AngularJS, I just started that because a friend of mine at that company also started doing things, and I noticed, oh, it's really nice. It's working. I don't have to refresh the page and so on. So it's really nice. Other things mainly for the building, for the combining the code into single files, let's say. So ember.js, Bower, and Grunt. But just pay attention that there are a lot of different technologies, because that is really important. And also from the HTML/CSS perspective, the Bootstrap, that is the one thing that I was just exploring, and also the Materialize. So I don't recall if that was the beginning, but of the material design from the Google. But I just found that library, and I just started also implementing that at the same time. And that was my first apps. But then I fell into my first falls at my career. And first of all, too much technology and too little focus. Like you could saw at the previous slide, many technologies for, let's say, one area. So for the PHP, thousands of frameworks, thousands of different approaches, different features, and so on and so on. From the JS, different technologies, Ember, AngularJS, and so on, many different things. And also in terms of the design, I started exploring many approaches, many decisions, many solutions for how the website should looks like, how they should behave, and so on. Other thing, social factor over development. That is related to the fact that when I started, and especially during the first year or even first 2 years of my career, I was interested in the technology, but I was also young, let's say. And I was forgetting about improving myself, but I just jump into some parties. I just, for example, shut down my laptop, my computer, and then just started partying with the people and forgetting that the next day I had something to do. And when I woke up during the next day, it wasn't so easy. So I was starting, let's say, making let's say bad decisions in terms of that I just was working slowly, I was forgetting about something, and so on and so on. So I was more focused on the people that I was working with, but not on the task that I was assigned to. And yeah, it's tough to say that it was my first fail, but it was kind of a fail that whenever I reach out to the people who were toxic in terms of that, they were saying that it's not your place, your code is really bad, you don't know the stuff, you don't know how to code, you shouldn't just quit, you should just consider your career. I was started trusting them. I mean, realizing that, okay, you're right, so maybe I should quit the job, maybe I should change my career, maybe I should take other path. But then after some time, I started making my kind of a conclusions, and regarding the first thing, which is about the too much technology, too little focus, I now just narrowed the technology stack. So for example, in the PHP, I just focus on the Laravel, just that framework. On the JavaScript, I focus on the AngularJS. And in terms of the design, I just follow the Bootstrap because it was the most famous design, let's say, framework for that time. And even though after some time, when I switched my first company to the second one, I started thinking that maybe I just should focus just only once on the one side of the coding. I mean, I was thinking backend, frontend, but then Like I said at the beginning, I'm just a huge fan of the design, to have consistency, to have everything as simple as it could be. The decision was pretty simple and straightforward. And I had experience with the Angular JSON, and at some time they introduced the Angular with version 2. Everything changed. It was totally rewritten, and I just grabbed that technology, grabbed that framework, and just started doing stuff only with that framework. So I just was stated as just a front-end developer. Social factor over development. Yeah, I just started monitoring my development in terms of that. Okay, if everything is done, then I can leave. If everything is working, everyone from the management, my boss, every client is okay with that, then I can do that. Then I can just shut my device and then just go to my colleagues, to my friends. And I also divided that. Okay, this is the time I dedicate just for the work, for the job that I have to do and I'm paid for. And after the job, the social life, but also with let's say kind of a place that okay, I can party, I can go to and do really nice stuff just to clear my head, but also at the back of my head, I just had to know, okay, next day you have to work. Next day you have to stuff to do, and also the clients are waiting. So that was just it. That was the, let's say, my settlement, that I have to divide that and keep attention that it is divided equally and everything is working. And about about toxic people who lower my self-confidence, the quantity and the quality of work done is an indicator of quality. I was thinking about the sentence, how to describe that, but I'm not that 100% sure if that is the totally valid sentence for it. But what I'm relying to and referring to, during the one of my companies that I was working on during my career, one of the guys just reached out to me, even two guys. One was just a developer. Second one was my manager. And that colleague, let's say, the developer said that, you don't know how to code, you don't know how to do stuff, you're doing everything, let's say, not that fast. But then I opened the Jira, I opened the, I don't know, GitHub issues and so on. In short words, I opened the ticketing mechanism and I just compared. This is the stuff that I did during the last, let's say, a few weeks. This is the stuff that you did. I just this, let's say, did smaller parts in slow pace, let's say, but it was working. The clients were happy. My manager was happy. I mean, other manager was happy. And at the end, that developer realized that, okay, that he is not right. I mean, I was just guarded myself, but showing the things that I did. And regarding that, let's say, bad manager, it was pretty similar. I mean, he just started comparing me to the other developers, but he wasn't paying attention to the velocity, to the stuff that we were doing, because he was just looking at the total result of our job as a team, but he was not checking who did what. And when I showed him, okay, this is the things that I did and it is working, deployed to the production case closed, he changed his mind. But for me, it was a bit too late, because the process of that saying those things, it was for a few months. And then I was started, okay, if you are just so bad guy, it was tough to change him. So I just decided, okay, I will just grab the issues. At the end, I will show you. But then I find it another job, and yeah, it was so. I also relaxed because I just showed him at the end, okay, just check what I did, and yeah, he was just so amazed, and he was just so ashamed, let's say, because he has just proof about my work. So in other words, just to sum it up, I just recommend that always check your board, always check your just thing. What are you doing? And that will just prove how good you are and how amazing you are. And the last thing that I just want to leave you with is leaving a comfort zone. And what I am referring to, leaving a comfort zone is, of course, you can work, you can code, but I just can recommend go outside, go to the people, try to do something bigger. That photo is actually from Google Campus from Warsaw, because other fact about me that 2 years ago, I joined GDG Warsaw, which stands for Google Developers Group, and I started creating meetups, started creating events. And about leaving the comfort zone, I just can recommend participate in meetups like this one, like we have over here. It's really just amazing for me, and I hope for you as well. Start even organize meetups. My first meetups, my first events were about 5-6 people. During the last week, I made also an event. There were 20 of people, but I still saw that they are just happy. And I was also happy because I started meeting other people. So that was also really, really amazing for me, and I started growing my network. And about the technology, tracking the trends and trying them. Like I stated, I'm still working with the Angular as a senior front-end developer, but I started exploring React, I started exploring Next.js. Also from the backend perspective, Nest.js, those terms are pretty similar, but it is a bit other framework. And yeah, just try to go out of your comfort zone, reach out to people like here, like in other meetups, because I can guarantee that we are open, can easily discuss, argue on something, and so on, so on. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kinda obvious question, but from your perspective, do you think it's easier to start in the JavaScript world or like programming world in general when you started or right now in those days?
Actually, to answer that, it's not that easy because, of course, it depends which technology we prefer and in which technology we are the most comfortable. I mean, which technology is the best for us. But JavaScript is it's a cool language because in one hand you can work on the backend side, and in the other hand you can work on the front-end side. And even though right now there is a, let's say, that rumor, that tendency that we can work as a full stack, I mean, with the same technology. Like I stated, Next.js, because it has full stack framework. Angular is also going towards that direction. So definitely the JavaScript, but just start from something really simple project, and then start exploring it and start asking questions, for example, during the meetups, if it is okay. At least, for example, find a mentor, a colleague just to refer to, and then to realize if something is nice, if that is direction nice or not. But yeah, in short words, the JavaScript is definitely a way to go.
Thank you. We have a next question.
Cool talk. I have a
Thank you.
question regarding the toxic environment. What to do if the person who's being toxic towards me is myself? What to do when I'm my biggest critic, other than therapy, of course?
And if that is the case, then I can just clap as well, because that is the person who can always push us. Of course, I'm always pushing myself in terms that, okay, that is my quality, but I want to reach higher. So definitely, if you are toxic for yourself, it depends, of course, if you are thinking or doing something. I hope not, but yeah, definitely, that's great, because that toxic person is always with you, and yeah, just try to avoid a situation that it will just go too deep, that you are pushing so hard, that you are just cutting, I don't know, your surroundings, that you are just impacting your health. So definitely, that's great that you are pushing yourself, but always keep in mind that just find the time to relax, to calm down, to do something, let's say, kind of a hobby, read a book, and so on. So definitely try to, let's say, make some, let's say, equalment inside of this.
Okay, thank you.
Warsaw.